I love that.
Well, we can do the Africa part because this is the song Africa by Toto.
I love that.
And so so this next expert is came from Cameroon, Africa to America, became a registered nurse and a 7-figure business owner within 36 months. So I know you're excited as I am to welcome Stella Nsong to our program. Welcome, Stella.
Thank you, Lorie. I'm glad to be here.
Thank
I
you.
know what nurses are doing next.
So let me share a little bit about Stella. She is an elder care influencer, and she is popularly known as the elder care cliff expert. Her mission is to help every nurse to succeed in entrepreneurship. Her vision is to build the bridge that will help America transform the elder care cliff through successful home and community-based caregiving, elder care workplace programs, and long-term care policy development. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
So why don't you tell everybody about your business and how you got started?
I am the nurse that became a nurse by accident.
Ah.
My uncle who brought me here, I call him my third parent because in my family, it was my mom, my dad, my uncle, and that's it, and God. So whatever my mom and my dad and my uncle said, that's what you did. So my uncle brought me here when I was here, and he says, go to nursing school. I said, no, in my country, you go to nursing school when you aren't smart. That's what I thought at that time. That was over 30 years ago. And no. Go to nursing school because when you become a nurse, you can send yourself through school. There's always a job. And then you can go get whatever, quote, useless degree you want to get. That was He said, if you get a degree that does not pay your bills and doesn't move you forward, that degree is useless. He said, so go to nursing school. So I did. Graduated from nursing school. I was a teenager, went to RN school and LPN school at the same time.
Oh, wow.
RN, yes, became an RN after being an LPN for less than a year. I can still remember the day I signed my name, Stella Nsong RN, and I go, this feels good.
Yeah.
So then I was at a hospital and I started to notice that the people who were being discharged from my hospital would come right back. 2-3 days, come right back. So I decided to help my boss. And when I started to help the social workers and my boss to discharge these people, the readmission rate went down.
Oh.
That was my light bulb. I was working inside the hospital, helping the hospital. Didn't quite realize what I was doing, except for the fact that I loved the fact my patients would go home and stay well. Then I decided that I was going to go to graduate school, and I moved from Birmingham, Alabama to Cleveland, Ohio to go to graduate school at Case Western. Got there, didn't like the fact that I had to spend $70,000 for a degree I would get that nobody would really recognize. You know, how do you say my name is Dr. Nsong, but I'm a nurse? You know, that whole thing. Right. And doctor, okay. So I decided I would go to work for a community home care company that I used to have in Birmingham, Alabama. So I started working for them. They're right there in Cleveland. And in 2 years, I had 7 positions. They would move me from department to department. And then Medicare changed and said, hey, home care, we're changing how we pay. So my department got closed down. And while I was closed down, my boss says, oh, I have a great place for you. Go run our adult daycare center. And I go, yay, that's an area I don't know, I'm gonna go. So I go there. It was a beautiful center, nice building. It only had 13 people. I said, why is this nice building only have 13 residents? And they said, oh, we had 2 nurses and a social worker and they couldn't grow it. So we let them go. So now you go. So I took 3 people's jobs. You know what we nurses do, right?
Right, of course.
3 people's jobs. And in 2 years, I had gotten them 5 years ahead of budget. See, when you do an adult daycare, it takes 5 years to become profitable if you build it from the scratch. So 2 years, I got them 5.5 years ahead, 5.5 years ahead of budget.
Wow.
The light bulb went up in corporate office and they said, hey, that girl knows something. Now, Lorie, to tell you the truth, I didn't have any magic. I was just working. I was just doing what a nurse does, which is work hard, do good, make sure that the patients get well, make sure people feel better, be nurses. I was just being a nurse. But some kind of way, evidently what I was doing worked.
Yeah.
Now they said, oh, the corporate office was in Louisville. They said, oh, we're going to terminate your boss and we're going to give you a position. So I found that out.
So you keep doing everybody out of a job.
Yes. And I go, no, I'm trying to make things good. Now this, I love my boss. She was so awesome.
Oh.
Decided that to save my boss's job, I would quit. So I resigned 5 minutes after the gossip came. You know how it is in every corporate office, right?
Yes, right.
So somebody had called and told her she was going to get fired. She told me I quit, because if I quit, how would they fire her?
Right.
The one thing I do remember though was when I quit, I knew that there was business there, because the phone would ring and people would say, do you have this service? Do you have that service? I knew the opportunity was there. It was, my ears were on the ground and my ears were out here, and I was just being aware. So I quit, and I remember having only $1,263. That was it, Lorie. And that money was in a check form for a part-time job I used to have at a hospital system I worked at. So I work at this hospital. On my way to my office, I'll do one infusion. On my way back, I'll do another infusion. So I just picked shifts here and there, and I had $1,263. I drove there, picked that check up, cashed it, and started my business.
Wow.
And in
3
months, I had made a lot of money. Year one, I made $250,000. Year two, I made 880. By year three, I had actually franchise/licensed that business module.
Wow.
I grew fast, and I ran a 7-figure business without the assistance of a bank.
Wow.
Because I made enough money to do all of that. So I would make money, reinvest it, make money, reinvest it. Now the average nurse is going, wow, that's big, impressive. And I'm going, no, it's not that impressive. What it is we nurses have what it takes. We can all do this.
But you did it smart. That's the point. You saw the need and you filled it.
Yes. But I also, in the process, made a whole heap of mistakes. Not looking back, they're mistakes, right? But at the time, I was just doing it. I had no mentors, no money, no credit, no nothing. All I saw was the opportunity, and I went after it. And it turned out to be a good thing. And all the lessons learned, I have now molded those lessons and polished them into beautiful ways of helping other people. Now I say to my students, you have a Stella, I didn't have a Stella. And so now that you have me, you can't go wrong.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about this work, is that there are people who've done it before, and we help you shorten the time frame to get successful faster. And you don't have to make the same mistakes that we've made. Right.
Now, I always say that even though the coach or the mentor, their goal is to shorten the learning curve for you and to shield you for some mistakes, everybody has their own share. You will still make a few and you'll still stumble. But the difference is, if you have a mentor or a coach, bounce right back, one, or you can have that would detour you, will not derail you, because you have someone helping you.
Yeah.
You know? Yes. So it's been a good thing. Yeah.
So what's the biggest mistake you've made in your business, and what did you learn from it?
My biggest mistake was not inspecting what I was expecting. I trusted too much the people that I delegated to. I trusted the accountant too much. I trusted the attorney too much. And I trusted the managers too much. I thought everybody was like me.
Yes, right.
Everybody would do their best and not worry about it. But actually, everybody's best is measurably different. So what I learned from that is, it cost me a few $1 million to correct some of the things that went wrong. However, what I did learn about it is, in a business, you need a system. You need a mentor. You need a plan. And then you need a commitment. You need a commitment that says, this is what I'm committing to do. This is the plan I'm going to use. This is going to be the person that goes with me, and I'm staying to the end. And I am pushing through, and obstacles are a good thing. Because if you don't see any obstacles, you're on the wrong path.
Yeah. But the biggest obstacle is your mind.
That's it.
Yeah. That's the only thing in the way of you and your dreams.
You got it. It's your mind. Yes.
Yeah. And we, you know, as business coaches, we teach you to manage your mind.
Yes. Self-management, beginning with your head. Somebody said to me, how do you get clients? I said, first I go to your head and I do some work in your head. That gets me clients? Yes. Because once you shift it up in your mind, it starts to show up in your life.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah, the inside is always a reflection of the outside.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
It works beautifully when you have a mentor, you have a mind, and you have a plan to go with it.
Right. Absolutely. So you have several businesses now. Like,
yes.
As most entrepreneurs, we're serial entrepreneurs, and we're not just happy with one.
Well, you know what? I think the way that our minds are built, we see opportunity easily, but we also know how to connect the dots. So even though I have multiple healthcare companies, one feeds the other. So my home care feeds my dog daycare, my dog daycare feeds my home care. It's the same population, right?
Right.
My medical supply company brings me people who need home care because they come to buy medical supplies, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And my nonprofit then teaches these caregivers how to survive the process and the journey of caregiving. So all the businesses are related.
They're all under the same roof.
Right, with the exception of one, which is my online school where I teach nurses how to be successful.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So what do you like best about what you do?
Freedom, Lorie.
Yes. It's our number one cry.
Oh my gosh. I love my life. I love my life. I love freedom. And I know my father used to say, if you put me in a cage, I would be buried soon. And he would write.
But you also have the freedom to go back to Africa. And
I can do anything I want. And the beauty of being a nurse, I believe we have the most powerful license in the country. Because, here's the funny thing, the nursing process is exactly the business process. Yeah. Just being a nurse, yes, if you take the nursing process and you put it down, that's the same thing we do in business, right?
Right, exactly.
We analyze, we write a care plan, we test it, we rinse and repeat. So our license makes us walking enterprises. There are 23 businesses any nurse can start and do and walk to freedom.
And I believe that I agree with you. I think nurses are the smartest people in the world because we have everything it takes to be successful. We've got critical thinking, we've got judgment, we've got great patient skills,
yes,
skills, with great organizational skills.
Yes,
everything it takes to succeed.
Everything, we have it. We have it. It's a good thing. It's a great license. I'll never trade up my nursing license for another one.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
And so what advice do you have for nurses who want to leave traditional nursing roles and start their own business?
Okay. So I have 3 pieces of advice.
Okay.
Advice number 1 is to care for themselves first. Because before you soar, you must first fly, right? And fly can stand for first love yourself. Once you care for yourself first, you can be the greatest person and the greatest caregiver there is. And when you care for yourself and you are rested and you're balanced, you get to see your strengths better, you get to respond to the world better, and you get to explore potential opportunities. So advice 1, care for thyself first. Advice number 2 is find a mentor that will help you to build or connect with the business that resembles you. Because if you have a business that's like you, you'll never work again and you will make a lot of money.
You'll never work because it's fun. I mean, I get to talk to great people all day and I love it.
Yes. And what I mean by you'll never work again is if you are doing the thing that naturally comes easy for you, that you can do and be timeless, the thing that you forget to eat and you're not even hungry when you're doing it, that isn't work, that's play.
Yeah.
You can find a mentor that can link you to that, help you find your natural gift. Then that's your second trick, that's your second advice. Find someone that can help you uncover your natural gifts and talents and then connect to a business. Third advice, have a plan and stick to it. Mm. That's it.
Exactly. You know, as a business owner, what is going to get you up in the morning? What is your big why? Why do you want to do this?
Yes.
Because it's tough. And by declaring, hey, I'm going to accomplish these 3 things today, no matter what, will
yes.
always move you further to your goal. And when
Absolutely.
you're tired and, but you have a plan, you just do it.
And that's it. You do it.
You have to put your emotions at bay and just do it. Whether you're tired, whatever, you can muster the energy. Your mind is stronger than it says it is.
Right. And when you care for yourself, part of caring for yourself is nourishing your mind, and part of caring for yourself is caring for your mind. I always say to my students that the mind of a nurse can be compared to like a container. You get up in the morning, you load it up with all the good things. And then as you start your day, when the stress and the drama of life approaches you, it can't find you because there's no space for it, because your mind's already full, right? It bounces off of you or it goes the other direction.
Right.
Yes. Caring for yourself starts with caring for your mind and caring for your sense of self.
Beautiful.
Trick to being successful.
Definitely.
Yes.
So I understand you have a free gift for everybody, and you've been so generous, and I so appreciate it. Can you share with our audience what your gift is?
Yes. So I have this session that I call Thursday Nights with Stella Nsong. It's a whole hour where I answer any question for any nurse, help them find their path, refer them to where they need to go, guide them to where they would like to be so that they can take themselves from here to there. It costs them $0 and it is recorded. So if the nurse would want the replay for the session that they were in, then I get to send it to them. So I usually keep it to like 5 nurses at a time, and they get that for free, and it helps most people move forward.
Oh, that's great. That's so generous. And I love how the entrepreneurs in this series, they're all generous. They all want to help. We want, we lift as we climb. We want to help everybody else be successful too.
Absolutely. Yes.
Well, thank you. And we'll put the link next to the materials here. And I just want to thank you so much for being our guest. And you've been so incredibly inspiring, because I hope all of our listeners see, look, here's this woman from Cameroon, Africa, who comes to this country, goes to nursing school, and then starts a 7-figure business. It's amazing.
Well, thank you. My friend Carol said to me, she said, Stella, you have 3 strikes against you, but you beat all of them. I said, I didn't have strikes. I just have things that make me unique.
Right. It's all opportunities. It's all
right. She says, you're foreign. And I said, yes. She says, you're a girl. And I said, yes. She says, you have an accent. And I said, yes. I use all of those to my benefit.
Exactly. You're right. What you think is your weakness is really a benefit. So
it really is a benefit. You just have to tap into it. Absolutely. Yeah.
So thank you so much for being here. And
thank you, Lorie.
And if listeners, if you're enjoying this program, please share it with everybody. They can sign up at empowerednurses.org/heynurses. We'd love to have everybody participate in this, because if you see yourself in Stella, I'm sure bits and pieces of Stella are similar to what your story or what you want. You have an answer to everything. She was working in the adult daycare and saw a need and just went for it, and you can too. So if you dream it, you can achieve it, and we're here to support you.
Very good. Lorie, thank you for having me. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, Stella. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.